Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Here we are again. 304. I think it's 304 anyway, but to be honest, Leslie's not here to make sure that I've got the right number. So I'm sure it is, but I'm sure she'll tell me if it's not. So, okay, what we're going to be doing today, I do have with me, I've got one of the tag tiles today. Wanted something a little bit longer. And on the other side, I've just done a little bit of ink in there. Just wanted a little bit of blue kind of sky maybe going on. I do have my pen pencil tutty on, of course. And just to top it off, I've got some pastel pencils with me. So if we get round to using those, I'll throw a few of those in as well. So, okay, first thing then, I'm going to come in with a pencil. I think it's nice to just sketch this in and we can draw whatever we need later. I'm going to decide which is top and bottom. So I'm going to go with this bit being the top. So I'm going to turn it this way. And again, if you want to turn it that way and draw this side, that's absolutely fine. It really doesn't matter. But I'm going to go from this side and not sort of in the middle, just a little bit further down. I want a little bit of a wavy kind of line. Not too wavy, but a little bit wavy there. And let's just have that one going up there. Okay, so if you've got this that way, it doesn't matter. It's absolutely fine. Let's bring in another. Okay, I'm going to draw again another sort of wavy line. And this time it's going to sort of come down this way. Let's get another one going off there. Another one sort of off there. Okay, so we've got that kind of thing going on. So, all right. Oh, I think it's part. I'll say everybody, they're saying happy Christmas. Right, Tommy's got his coat on. He's ready to go. He's got to go shopping. Sarah's just finishing off, and then there's just going to be John and me for the last little bit. So, all right. So we've got our little tree. Next little thing then, I want to sort of come in on this side. So the side where you've got a sort of a straight shape there. And again, I'm going to stick with pencil. What I want to do here is I'm going to bring in a little bit of sort of an oval shape. So look at this. There you go. Sort of an oval shape, but it gets a bit flatter at the bottom. There you go. Okay. So next to it, let's do another. Just a little bit smaller maybe. Okay. There we go. And moving along the line, let's have another. So they don't have to be socially distanced. You can have them close as maybe. There you go. And in me with another one. So let's work on with these first, I think. So first thing I'm going to do, I want my pen. And let's have a look. Sort of on this larger one. I'm going to put some bubbles in. So here we go. There's our first one. And another one this side. There we go. All right, looks a bit spooky, but there we go. So let's do another aura inside that one. There we go. And another inside that one. There we go. Okay. So another, but this time it's not, it's going to be sort of slightly closer to the middle, you see, like that. Let's do another one. This is what gives character, so you can move these around a little bit. So I'm going to put a little bit of a highlight in, and then I'm going to fill in with that little space there. And again, wherever you decide to put the highlight, it's going to give it a little bit of a different look. There we go. Let's make that a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh, look at that. Let's give it a nose. Okay. And then a little curve here. And a little curve here. And let's just have a little bit of a roughly kind of zigzaggy line. And sort of same on that one. Okay. A couple of little ovals. Let's do one there, look. One there. And split that into three. You've got a couple of little, just there. Oh, look at that. Looks a bit cold. There we go. So just sort of working to the side of the eyes there. I'm going to just add in like a little part bubble there. And, oh, part bubble there. Looks like funny ears. And let's create an aura around the top shape there. You see? And then another quite narrow. Sort of joining those together. There we go. And then this top bit, I'm going to draw it in, but I want a little bit of a wavy line there. Here you go. Okay, a little owl with some owl with some earmuffs. So I'm going to put some little V shapes in that bit there. And then here on the little wings, let's just have a couple of little lines. You see how they're getting smaller each time? And the same on this side, smaller each time. All right, look, little sweetheart. So let's create a little friend. So first thing I'm going to do is come back in with a pencil. And what I want to do is just sort of part way down is I want to put a little lozenge kind of shape in there. There you go. And then let's add this little sort of triangle on the top. Okay, let's go a little bit bigger so you can see this. And then sort of part way in, I want a little bit of a sort of a loopy shape there. And a bobble on the end. Okay, look at that. So I'm coming in with my pen and let's have a couple of little sort of, see little flick lines coming around that shape there. And then here, let's bring in that little line and that line there. There we go. And then this sort of little lozenge kind of shape, we want to have some rough kind of little lines going on there. You see? And sort of a little bit around that edge. Okay. So eyes, again in pencil. Now we've got that in pen. We don't really want them here. It's a little bit low maybe. So we're going to have some of the eye. It's going to sit inside the hat. So same again. Like let's do 2. I want a little bit of dark pupil bits. And then if we draw those lines in there, let's have that little bit on there. See, I've not put a highlight in that one because you're only seeing part of the eye, so I'm not going to worry too much. And then a little nose, so I'm going to have quite a short one this time. And a little bit of a wavy sort of bumpy shape there. I think actually, let's just sort of create this little line across there too. There you go, a little set of lines. We've got our little woolly jumper on. There you go. Put that there. Into this one. So a couple of little ovals again and line up a little bits inside there and just sort of join it onto there. Okay, let's have a look at that barn. It's on the guillotine. Oh, that'd be John. He's cutting some bits and pieces. Okay, there we go. A couple of friends there, look. So, next one then. I'm going to come back in with pencil. And on this time, I want to have a little bit of a line coming around there. Okay, so let's just extend it out a little bit here. Okay. And then let's bring a little line down here and a little bobble on it. Okay, maybe a little bit at the top there. So, similar sort of thing. Actually, I'm going to just do a bit of a wobbly line there because this is not so much fur. Imagine it more as a fleecy kind of little hat there. So a little bit on the top there, and that's sort of coming around. Of course, we've got to have those on. Now I'm going to have this going behind, so you're only going to see part of it. So then let's bring in the eyes. Remember that little aura there? Then in with the next one. And of course, wherever you put this section, it's going to change the character. A little bit of a highlight. And fill it in there. I'm going to have the highlight on that side on this one. There you go. So nose-wise, you can change the back bit. We can have a bit of a curved one. Yeah, gives it a different character, doesn't it? And then again, just sort of slightly wobbly there as we work our way down. Give it a couple of little wing shapes. And then our little oval as before. And little lines in between, splitting that off a bit. And here we go, putting our little line in there. So this one, I bring in a couple of those little lines. And then just sort of on the body there, let's have a couple of these little V shapes. There we go. Quite a character. I bet you can identify one of those and say, oh, that's such a body. Can't you? Absolutely. So just sort of on the side of this one, or you might find it on this side. You could do either, it doesn't matter. We can put in, let's have a look. I'm going to bring in a little bit of a line there with a hook on the top. Let's see, yeah. Down a bit more, okay. So let's bring that in. Okay, a bit of a hook on there. And I'm going to draw that in pen. And just sort of follow it round, just until you get to up there. It's going to sort of sit behind. And then I'm going to do a little aura of that there. Okay. And then I'm going to have a little line. I always find it easy to draw vertical lines rather than horizontal. But you might find it easy to go the other way. See, I'm going to put a little line in there. Turning it round, and here we go, just sort of a little similar to the top but smaller, and then join the two together, and then of course we can put the one in the middle there, bobble on the bottom. Yeah, I've got a bit of a little light going off there. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, looks like they're out caroling, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got these little bits here then. I think the first thing we want to do is I'm going to come in and put a small owl there. See, just a little one perched there. And then let's put one sort of balancing on the top there. There we go. And we're going to bring another one. I'm going to bring it down here. Just sort of sitting, you know, there's always one that wants to be there and on its own. We'll come to that one in a minute. So let's work on these two. So just as before, we want some eyes in. Let's do this one. So yeah, notice I've turned it so it's still facing me, so to speak, and I'm going to give it real big eyes. There we are. Again, that little aura on the inside. And then another, a little highlight if you can do it. Depends how big you've drawn them. Nose. Now this one, I'm going to give it some sort of wings slightly outwards. Sort of feeling like it's got to balance a little bit maybe. I'm not going to worry about feet or anything there. And then across the top I'm going to sort of come up and I'm going to put a little flick into the hair there. There you go, look at that. And then the bottom one, let's have some little eyes again. And round we go. So there it goes, and I'm just going to put a little highlight in, but not much. Let's give this one some little eyelashes. Okay, same sort of little beak, and then just slightly outwards. That can go over that little branch there, see? And then in, and of course this one's sort of going to hold on to that branch for dear life because big brother over there is leaning on it. So let's give her a little bit of line there. So this one, let's give her a few little bits of fringe, and then sort of a little bit of hair there, just sort of like a couple of little strands and just a little bow on it. Oh, there you go. Let's just bring that in a little bit more. Couple of little lines. Okay. So this one, it's not going to be the same as the others in a sense that I want to put something in front of it. So a little bit of a line. And let's do a curve. And a curve. And a curve. You see, so it's got a bit of a book in front of it. So let's put that line in so we can see it. And these. Don't draw the whole thing just yet. And what I'm going to do, instead of having sort of wings, we're just going to give it a little bit of a shape there. A little shape there. And then we can draw the rest of that book in. Let's draw a little bit at the bottom with the feet if we can see them. That's the bottom of our little owl shape. Okay, so we need a few more pages in this. So let's add another little line. I'm going to go a bit bigger. Another little line. And bring it all the way down. And let's do the same on this side. Little line. All the way down. So I've got a couple in there. And then I'm just going to draw in the top. And this one might have a couple of little strands of hair as well. And if we remove the shape from underneath, let's have a look at what we've got there. There we go. So, okay, I'm going to put, let's have a look. A little bit of a text on there. A little bit of a musical notes kind of thing. So maybe this one's reading it or singing it within the book there. Oh. So next little bit then. We need to put this line in because of course it's sort of now they're sitting on nothing. So turning it back, let's put in bits of line that we can see. And keep it nice and wavy, let it sort of do its thing. And when you get to the end, what we're going to do, I'm just going to put a little bit of a curl on it. See? So maybe you can add a couple in there. So let's follow this one. Now this goes down here. Again, we could put a bit of a curl on there, and maybe one there. And then follow the rest along. Now this is going two different ways. So first one caters for that one. I'm going to do a large curl on there. And then this one I'm going to come in a little bit smaller. And add that in there. You see? So I'm going to just do another little line in the middle of this. Just, we want a little bit more bulk. The fact that it's a branch. And we can just sort of peter it off and under that book there. There we go. Oh, they're lovely. Okay, so let's have a look at this end. I want to put a dot on those ones. Let's go a bit bigger so you can see. There you go. And then here, again, I'm going to come in with a curl. And let's bring one in that way too. There you go. Oh. So, okay, I think here I can bring a line down. And we can have a little bubble on the end. A little line there. See, there's a little rectangle. Let's give it a bit of a bauble look in there. And, let's have another one sort of here. So maybe I'm going to draw the bubble in, or the bauble first. Give it a little line, and then off we come down. And let's have a look, maybe just another one further along. Let's have it hanging off this sort of shape here. So it's a little rectangle on the top, and we'll draw it in. Let's have a look at that. See what we're doing. Okay, so we've mentioned sort of little bits of music, so here we go, bring some in. Little notes there. And maybe they're singing, or maybe they're I don't know, they're just sort of listening to it. Let's have a semi-quaver there. And a couple of little quavers, crotchets and things like that. Even with the little ones. Alright, have one of those. There we go. Oh, and okay, I think there's a bit of holly in places. So let's have a look. Remember our holly, we've drawn these a few times now. So let's come in a little bit so you see where I'm working. Is I'm going to create, I've got my line first, and then I'm going to do my little M shape. And my little M shape. And say, let's do another one this way. Now you don't have to put this line in the middle, but if you feel that you need to, just to help you get that in. Oh, Maureen, I think they should. I think, do you know what? That'll sort of, it'll end up turning to chaos, won't it, with all the kids. This certainly is pitching for a bit of an argument, I must admit. So who knows what's going to happen with them. Maybe they've been threatened that they've got to behave, or Santa won't bring them anything. But how long they can hold it, not quite sure. And a couple of little berries in there. Let's have a few across there too. Okay, look at this. And of course, got a couple of little wavy dashes lines. Just sort of hanging there. And a few more. And of course, when we do owls, we're not going to forget Bob the spider. You know, it's his Christmas too. So if you you want to, you can. Let's have a look. Let's hang him off this one here. So there's a little bubble. Let's go a bit bigger. There you go. And so let's have a few little lines coming off there. There you go. He's flying around. And let's have some more of these dots and dash lines as well. We could even have like a little cobweb there, couldn't we? There you go. Little dots on the end. There we go. Let's have a look at where we're at then. Okay, see, I don't want these at set intervals, and I don't want the same amount each time. And wherever you feel you could bring another bauble in, do so. It's, you know, all about being a little bit festive here. Oh, I know, Maureen. I know you don't like Bob the Spider, but he's a cute one. We could do a tiny little one. Or you could do a little cobweb to sort of make it look that he was there. A bauble. There we go. Oh, Helen, thank you. I hope you're feeling better. I know you weren't well the other week. There we go. All right. So let's. I'm just going to rub out the bits of pencil I don't really need anymore. I've got a few little branches lying around and things. So you see around by the hat, and you don't need those bits of pencil anymore. There we go. So next little bit there, I'm going to come in with a bit of pencil. Oh, you can do this in full colour, but I think what I'd like to do just to get me going is start with a bit of a regular pencil, and it comes on my tree branch there. A little bit underneath as well, because you know, we've got a little bit of shading we can do there. And up and sort of along a little bit down those sections. Okay, so I'm going to just come in around the eyes and under their wings. So I'm going to do that on all of them. Although this one, I'm just going to do a little bit there where the jumper sort of comes in. And maybe just a little bit under the hat. See, a little bit under the hat. Under the eyes and under the wings. Same with this one. See, under the eyes and the wings. There you go. And this one you're not really going to see much, so let's just do a little bit underneath the book there. And a little bit on the spine and either side, and just a little bit underneath in there. Okay, so let's come on in now with one of the tortillons. So first things first, let's work just underneath. See, it's going to go up into the head a little bit, onto the forehead. That's fine. And in and under there. And same on this one. He's quite cute, isn't he? A little bit there, maybe too. A bit of shadow. Just under the eyes. Then along the hat there. Again, just under those eyes and under those wings. Same there, let's see, easing it in. Same with this one, she's quite sweet, isn't she? And then let's do a little bit of a book, and again, we don't want to cover the whole thing, we're just shading it both sides. Into there, and on this one. A little bit under the body, and then let's do the little branch. Now I've done some in it and some underneath, so you see, just sort of working my way along the branch where I've got those, and then a little bit underneath, you know, just where we've got those dots and dashed lines. There you go. And up and into the branches there. That's that little bit. So I'm going to start with this little guy here within. Yeah. So I've got a little bit of a reddy brown pastel. Just going to add a little bit under there. And being that we've got maybe, I don't know, a family here, let's add a little bit along there too. See, not much. And then a little bit. Just in little sections, you see, so not going crazy at all. So I'm going to leave that one, I'm going to come to this one. You can't really see much, but just little bits. And then I'm going to bring in the other brown. And see, just sort of adding a little bit in and around there. See, the wings could actually be a bit of a cloak, couldn't they? So maybe I'm going to a bit of a cloak, but that's got a bit of brown on it. You see, I'm hardly putting any on. It's just a little bit, just to give it that hint of colour. So our little beaks, just a little bit of orange in place. You see, I'm only using a little bit. Same with those. No, you can't see that one. So then, let's have a look at this one. I think let's go with a bit of blue here. So got a bit of a light blue and just add a little bit in. So this one does look chilled. Does look quite cold. So let's go with that. And over there. I'm going to come in with a bit of blue for the eyes as well. Let's add a little bit in. So I'm going to go with this one here. There you go. A bit of blue in there, just part of it. Okay. So this one, I think actually just a little bit of blue under there as well. Maybe just a touch on for the jumper. So I've got a nice bright green. Let's give this one green eyes. Okay. And I think, you know, same with the kids. Not going to get much in there, but that's okay. And while I'm at it, a little bit of green on those bits of holly there. There you go. So a little bit of red, because of course we've got a couple of hats here. So here we go, bit in here. There we go. And a little bit around here too. Okay. Actually I might do a couple of baubles as well in red. See, I might mix the colours there, just a couple of them. Have a look. And then we've got some yellow. So we want a little bit around this light, although it's sort of not too dark. We don't want them out too late. It's got to have a little bit of light there, I think. So let's have a bit of yellow in that one there. Let's have a look. Got a bit of a golden yellow. A bit of that there. Maybe a little bit more of that in there too. And then I think I'm going to come back to the red. I'm just going to give her a touch of red in her bows. And then last bauble, let's go with that darker blue again. There we go. Alright. Of course we've got some berries as well, haven't we? I'm going to put a little bit of red on those. There we go. Sort of a tiny little highlight. Okay, let's go back in. What are they singing? Angie, I have no idea. I think they're all singing different, honestly. At least this one's got the book the right way up. But I don't think this one's singing at all. I think he's just freezing cold. So maybe they're singing the first Noel. What do you think? Okay, I'm going to come in with the blues. It doesn't matter if they mix, because it's just going to add a little bit of shade. But I'm not going to mix the brown, I'll do them afterwards. So anything I've got that's blue, I'm going to come in and just sort of touch around a little bit. Oh, sorry, there you go, jumper. A little bit of blue in there. And then there's that last little bauble there. Okay. And then let's have a look. So we can do a bit of the green as well. We've got blue on there, but we know that blue's in the green, so that's okay. I'm not going to touch the eyes, I think that's fine as is. So next little bit then, let's do a bit of red. Notice I've changed my tortillon for this. That's why it's nice to have a bit of a collection of tortillons in, so you don't have to keep sort of cleaning them off every time. Let's do that bauble as well. And into that one. And with that bit, so around there, that's great, I love that one. I'm not going to do anything with her little bobbles there. Just a little bit with that. And then here, I can bring a bit of red in there, it's fine, it's just going to make a bit of orange. So then onto the brown. Just don't matter if there's a bit of orange in there, see, it'll all mix. Okay. And see that one we don't need to. That one's got a little bit in there. There we go, and same here. Just added touches. See, we're hardly putting any colour on at all, but it's giving it that little bit of a hint. Or maybe a little bit more there. She looks a little bit. There you go. Alright, a couple more things then. Oh, look at them. I'm going to come back in with pencil, and you see where we've got this little bit of, it's almost like white. I'm going to put a little bit there. Let's go a bit bigger. There you go. And just little bits in there, and sort of down the side. Let's have a little bit going along there too. again, I can come in with, I've got my blue torty on, so it's going to blend it in okay. And then I don't mind if there's a bit of blue on this because it's fine. Okay. So I'm going to just come in, I've got a white pastel. It's not my chalk pastel, this is the white pastel pencil that's out the kit, or out my set. And see if I've got a bit of white there, let's go on in. There. Now because I've inked, let's have a look, the back, and it's got a bit of blue in it, this is going to just come back up and give me those little bits of white that I need and take it away from the background. So same with this one, see, look, it's just going to give us that little bit of whiteness. And here too, just around that bit of shadow there. Same with this one, see, it just takes away from it being a bit grey because of the blue of the background. We've got that lovely whiteness. So just sort of top of the head of those and the head of that one. So it's just going to add that little bit to it. Okay, so look at that. Let's do the, oh sorry, the little highlights on the baubles. And there we go, all done and sorted. So last thing to do with this, a bit of a signature, and that was our doorbell. So I'm going to wish you all Merry Christmas, and we'll see you back here, hopefully, all being well, on Tuesday for tile number 305. So have a good one, everybody. Enjoy, and yeah, let's see how you get on with these. I'm looking forward to it already. Take care, everybody. Bye.